Thanks for staying with us. So very recently, the acting Inspector General of Police, Inspector General Egbetokun, recently said that they're likely to withdraw police personnel from VIPs. And in addition to that, he's also suggesting or proposing that all police officers, especially those who are on convoy, must obey traffic lights. And they must also adhere to the traffic laws. And many have said, would this actually happen? Can this actually happen? Given the fact that many police officers are used to jumping the lights or disobeying traffic laws on the roads. What are your thoughts on this? I know that in Lagos State, many years ago, former Governor Fashola had tried to ensure that no sirens in Lagos State at the time, and it was effective. But obviously, subsequent administrations came in, and that was obviously scrapped, and now you still hear siren all over Lagos. But is it possible? Can this really happen? Would the police adhere to these pronouncements? It's still being considered because the acting IGP has said that he will constitute a committee to fine-tune the modalities of the execution. So we're still seeing how that will be happening. But in the meantime, what are your thoughts on this pronouncement? Do you think is right? Do you think the police would obey? You can call us on the numbers on your screen, 081-270-53687, 091-390-76948. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag your view TVC so we can read your tweets. What are your thoughts on this, your initial thoughts?
So I think it's a welcome development. I think for us to have a sane society, everybody must work together. All hands must be on deck, especially the people who are making the laws must be seen to be obeying the laws that they make. And that's the beauty of rule of law. We can no longer have a society where the laws are not for everybody. There are people who are above the law. If you say nobody should take one way, we shouldn't see public officials taking one way. They are not, it's not an ambulance service. We understand when it's an ambulance, there's a medical emergency, and then you see people clearing the road for one way. That's understandable. But for any other person, they must be able to stay within the traffic, take the normal route, don't flout the laws, so that it serves as example to other people. If we make examples of law officials, and law officers who break the law, ordinary citizens will understand that Nigeria is a country where nobody is playing anymore. If you are caught in one way, you are going to be sanctioned for it. You are going to do your jail time, or you're going to pay the fine for it. And this cuts across. It also gives hope to the common man to understand that this is a country where we are all equal. And I understand that, of course, we are not all equal, but in certain things like, obeying one law or the other, it should be that everybody is equal. That gives confidence in the system, that gives confidence in the government. So I like that this has been proposed. I just hope that you do not just be mere talk. There's a way we like to push some things, and before you know it, everybody forgets about it. I want to see that this is actually being executed. I want to see these examples being set, and let's see how the country goes.
So if we look at the reasons why some of these police officers have to jump the lights or break these laws, is because maybe they're in a hurry to pick up a VIP off to a meeting, an important meeting. There are times when you have foreign envoys coming in for an important meeting, and they're having to pick them up at the airport, rush down. So there are possibly cases or good reasons for them to jump the lights for some certain reasons. I mean, what are your thoughts on this? Do you think that regardless of who they're carrying, they should actually still obey the law?
They're carrying. There is no good reason. Yeah. For me, there is no good reason. I've seen them on numerous occasions taking one way. And they do it with such
confidence,
impunity.
And then you see, and this is why when I keep saying it must start from the top, and it will trickle down to the rest of us at the bottom. Because if I see you in a position of power, you are obeying traffic laws. Tomorrow, I will not disobey the traffic laws. Yeah. I will stay on the... But if I see you who are in a position of power doing it, then I can do it too. Because it is leadership by example. Yeah. Until we learn this thing, we will not go forward as Nigerians. You say you do... look, one of the things they're saying is we have to cut down the cost of governance. Then you are Senate President. You have convoy of about 20, 30. You are not even president. You are only Senate President. Oh, come on. Who is looking for you and who wants to kill you?
Exactly.
Nobody.
What are you afraid of?
What are you afraid of? If you are doing your job, nobody is going to kill you. Stay with your 2 cars and let people start to respect you.
Oh, one safe.
Half of the police are now protecting you. Only you, one person. Kilo day. So I hope that Egbetokun can stand
follow
by
through.
this. Yes.
Yeah.
But it's tough to, because I mean, as great as this sounds, sometimes you just feel like there are some VIPs that probably need protection. You still there's some people that they might need this additional, because we've seen where governors were attacked in this same country. We've seen where convoys were actually policemen killed. So whether we like it or not, we're still in a state of insecurity where even our VIPs don't feel totally secure. So maybe some of them will still insist on needing these officers around them, don't you think?
So, I do want to start this way, but let me just respond to you. True, there are people who would still need protection, police protection,
Yeah.
or look like they have some form of protection around them. And I don't think Nigerians have a problem with those people. But we also have people who have access to power, access to influence, and so they use that to get protection for themselves as well.
Yes.
From the governor, we understand the governor should get, we have commissioners, you have special aids, we have everyone down the line just getting it, this protection. And the problem also is because I hear for a lot of police officers, they even prefer to be attached to these people because they pay them a bit extra.
Yeah.
So this thing that has been said is nothing new. We've heard other IGPs when they start. These are the sort of rhetorics that we hear. So the only difference, I'm hoping that this time around, it will be implemented.
Amen.
It will take a lot to implement it because he's not talking to regular Nigerians. He's talking to the ogas. He's talking to the politicians, to the governors, to the commissioners, who may very well call his bluff and tell him, you don't know what you're saying. So I like that he has said it, but let us see how this actually plays out. We've seen a governor push this in this state, and it worked. So I hope that his office is able to give him that power or that authority to be able to make sure that everybody, no matter your office, you follow the traffic laws, you obey traffic laws. What he said, there's something he said in ending his speech. He said that those whose duty is to enforce the law of the land must themselves respect and obey the laws of the land. Because a lot of the disrespect that happens to police happens because of this. A lot of us see that they disrespect the traffic laws, everything that they're holding you down for or stopping your car for, they do it right beside you. You're in traffic, heavy traffic, a police officer is on a bike coming the opposite way. And just as he passes, another person coming the opposite way, like the police officer is stopped and prosecuted for it or made to part with some money and let go. So these are the things that would allow for Nigerians to better respect this office. Let them behave properly. Let these words be implemented truly. Let them not just be words. And, you know, we've just entered a new office. We need to say the words that will be appealing to Nigerians. We've heard these words before. We want to see it be implemented. For these ones that come in, I know we say we want to hear a lot, but for these new set of officers coming, the appointees coming in, for me, I really want to hear less words and more action. That's for me.
Okay, let me take this call from Atolagbe. It's calling from Isola. Thanks for calling, Atolagbe.
Good morning.
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 Yeah, it's a welcome development, and it's very, at least, if they can keep to the law, it will help the community, it will help the environment. Because sometimes you see them violating the law. And based on what you just said, Morayo, everybody is in a haste. Everybody is in a hurry. So that you also obey the law as well. The law that owe Mr. A should owe Mr. B. So, and for the ambulance, sometimes you see the ambulance blowing, they are not carrying any casualty. You see them just blowing the siren just to clear road for themselves to get to their destination. And even for the police, half of the police has been separated for the celebrities. So you see them on convoys and everywhere. I have the big boys as a friend. Sometimes if we are moving out, I will be looking at the country where we find ourselves. You know, so it's a welcome development.
Thank you very much, Asalagwe. So even for the ambulances, I think we can take chances on ambulance because we don't know what's inside or who's inside. I remember that when I was in the hospital, we took my mom to the hospital, we had to take an ambulance. I was thankful that because we were coming, they were clearing the way for us. So regardless of we're sure there's somebody's there, those people will be like, well, I'm sure there's nobody there, but we were actually in the ambulance at the time. So regardless of that, but I think it's the earning of the trust of Nigerians. Like, we have to ensure that everybody takes responsibility. But it's important to also note that there are reasons why certain people need protection. For example, whether we like it or not. The Inspector General of Police, as the acting IGP himself, has said that even he would obey traffic law and he will stop. Good. But the truth is that there are some policies you will make as a leader that is not probably very welcoming to people. So he might put himself at risk by stopping at the traffic light.
No. If he doesn't stop at the traffic lights,
who will stop?
And the car jams him,
Who will stop?
Traffic light is stop. You go, then you will be coming because you are somebody.
Inspector General of Police.
Pass.
But there's some people.
Okay, so let me on that traffic light.
Let me now rephrase. It's possible for all sides to stop because the Inspector General of Police is about to pass through. So all sides stop. The point I'm trying to make is there'll be instances.
I wish
like
I
this
would
guy.
say that there will be instances that the police would have to disregard traffic lights because they are chasing a bad criminal.
Okay, maybe that's
But to stop on traffic lights,
maybe
where are
that
you
is
going?
what I should have said so that I don't get into my case trouble. But yes, but let me take this call. I'll come to you, BC. Thanks for calling.
Yes, good morning.
Alaji Subari, you're live. Thanks for calling.
Thank you very much. Very to your comrade. Yes. My point is this. The issue of traffic offenses, is so rampant with the uniform people. It is not only the traffic, the traffic light. Take for instance in Lagos Road. The BROC, you see the military with uniform, for flying the road. Look, the traffic offense is really violated by uniform people. And I hope the Inspector General will take care of this. And more so, let me just put this in for Lagos State government. I wonder, the private people using ordinary cars, we are the one that is being arrested, they are violating the traffic. What is it called? Vehicle particular. What of the commercial vehicle? You understand? It's flying the same road. You see most of their roads are not roadworthy, and nothing is being done by the VIO, the road, the road safety or whatever. So what is wrong? Are we not paying the same amount? Are we not paying the same tax? So what is wrong with the commercial road? That's a kind of partiality. I wonder what is wrong with it. I want government to listen to that. It is very, very wrong.
All right. Thank you. So that's feedback. Thank you very much. I'm sure he has heard. Go ahead.
There will definitely be exceptions to any rule, right? The nature of the job of the police and security officials, they deal a lot with criminals. They deal a lot with people who are offenders. At the point where they need to chase down, nobody's taking permission from anybody. They will do their job. If they need to, clear people on traffic, if they need to go over the top, they will do that for their job. The problem is because they have messed it up with irrelevant excuses of, I have to get somewhere, I'm bringing a VIP, we're going for a meeting. Now, the VIP who is coming in and going for a meeting does not understand the traffic issues that we have because they cleared the road for them to pass, and they don't see that people actually stay on that route for 2, 3, 4 hours. They have not stayed there. If they stay there 1 time, 2 times, they will start having conversations on how to fix the road to solve the problem.
Drop from heaven.
No, wait.
They were in this country.
No, but
they know that they are very clear.
They don't, because they don't face it. You're not getting the point. They don't face it. If you face it, you know that I'm going to pass this road when I'm coming back again. Please, where are the people? Who are the constructors? What are we supposed to do about this issue so that it makes life easy for everybody? You must face that. That's one. Secondly, the fact that, okay, for instance, we are looking at trust right now, and it will now be on the integrity of Nigerians. So I know a lot of people blow that siren, the ambulance, empty. just because they want to bypass traffic. We want to trust that if you have an ambulance, there's definitely somebody who needs emergency care in that ambulance. Don't mess it up. Because at some point, we'll have security officers who will stop and check to be sure the ambulance has something. No, wait,
You must not stop
the
and check.
empty ones, Unko. How do we now verify that people are not using ambulance and siren?
Just trust.
Have to just trust like that.
See, when those big people, when those big people now have to stay in traffic 4 hours like us, and they will be dying to pee.
Yes.
Inside that
they
traffic,
will understand.
They will now start to go and construct the road by themselves. They will go there and sit down with the
Okay, let me
Julius Beggar or whoever the beggar
So
is.
do the road.
And start doing this road. You will see that the road will be done.
Yes.
Within 2-3 weeks.
I
We will
agree
be
with you.
smoothing, driving happily.
Mikey, you don't know that for a fact.
We know that.
Let me go on. Let me
When
take
they
this.
experience it, it's because like...
Mikey, you're acting as if they drop from heaven. These are Nigerians like you and I.
They don't
They
experience
go
the
through
pain.
this. Because I become a governor today, doesn't mean that yesterday that I was not governor, I did not enter the traffic. Let's not pretend.
Yeah, you didn't have power.
We're in this same
No, you
Nigeria
didn't
together.
have power yesterday when you were not governor to influence anything. We've been entering
Let me
traffic
take
here. We don't
Yakub.
have power to influence.
Good morning, Yakub.
But when I
Thanks for
become a
calling.
governor, I have power.
You're alive. Go ahead.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I think I totally agree with Araji Subai. In fact, to me, we don't even have partners to enforce this law that the IG is trying to say. Because even you wait for traffic lights, we that we drive our own private car, you will see this Marwa, who just pass through you, and then the people that are supposed to stop them, they are also compromised. You will see like man, I'm trying to say, you will see like man just looking at them and saying, and then you that you are driving a private car, you try it. You will see like man jump in front of your car and stop you. But when they are stopping you, you see Marwa or Kada passing through them. You look at even commander will pass, they'll be looking at them. You now wonder why. Why are they stopping you? All because they are already compromised, they are looking for something from you. But they know those guys, whether they arrested them or they'll just give them and say what I know. So they are also compromised. What I is supposed to know is that we don't even have personnel to enforce this law. It can never happen. What I am trying to say is, okay, let's even say this. Before now, we have IGP in this country say that they are not going to do roadblock again. Or you are traveling all the way from here to down to Igbora. Maybe you will not see roadblock. Roadblock still exists up to today. And then the IGP there say that there must not be roadblock anymore. No, it didn't happen. So who enforces it?
All right. Anyway, so I think this we have to wrap up on this. But the new acting IGP, he was the one that instituted the RRS in Lagos as a support to the police. So he obviously knows that there's need across the country of what needs to be done. So these are feedback that is necessary, and I'm happy that many of you have called in already. But in addition to this feedback, it's also important for him to know that many Nigerians applaud this proposal. However, we are worried about implementation, and we're hoping that he would implement it properly so that Nigerians can actually see that he's serious about changing the police force.